Right, let's do, we're going to go 221 all the way to 224 because these questions are pretty similar. So here we're looking at relevant costing and still looking at contribution somewhat and marginal costing. But let's go, we'll tackle these as we go along. So the key point here is this question is asking about contribution towards the company's fixed cost. By the way, this business here of divisible fixed cost, this is really still a variable cost of sorts. Because it is divisible, it is variable, clearly. But here these are non-divisible. So these are our real fixed costs here. So in this understanding of what the contribution therefore is, the contribution is therefore 100 minus 70 plus 20, which means that the contribution is £10. And we're selling 600 bicycles. So if you like, we have a positive contribution of £6,000 contributing towards our fixed costs. So that's kind of how we kind of tackle that straight away. That contribution will always be selling price minus the variable costs, right? This question of variable costs is the issue. You can have variable overheads, don't really care what you call them. If they're divisible and if they vary with output, then they are variable. So that's the 6,000 there. Let's look at 222. Interesting question, but just watch it carefully. So currently this is a situation. In terms of contribution, you have the opportunity to make £25 on each unit, and each unit will cost you £10 because you're right, you've done, it's 10,000 over 1,000. So that's £10. That's the current situation. So you can get potential contribution of 15. But then something's gone wrong and that's not going to happen. But someone has offered to pay you 15 for it. So if someone's offered to pay you 15, we're no longer, it's still greater than the variable cost, so you're getting contribution of 5. And so the plan is to sell 1,000, so the contribution is, if you like, 5,000. That's what this question is asking. What will the contribution, if you like, to overheads, what would the contribution to overheads and profit be? So we're trying to contribute towards that. So the contribution will always be selling price minus variable cost. And so we have 5,000 contributions. So the answer is A. The answer is A. Question 223. So let's look at this carefully. It says here that currently you want to sell these bikes at 100. Variable cost is 60,000. So currently the variable cost is 60. So if I'm up here, I want to do this, selling price and variable cost of 60, giving me a contribution of 40. That's my current situation. I want to sell 1,000 bicycles. Now I hear that there's a problem with someone who plans to buy 200 bicycles can't do that, and they want to do it at 65. So let's kind of almost like have two streams. So I'll have my 800 bicycles and my 200 bicycles. This is nothing different to price discrimination, if you like. Maybe students and workers, or old people and young people on the trains. We're just separating the issue here. So these 800 people will pay £100 each, and these people will pay £65 each for exactly the same product. And that product costs £60 to make. That's all we're doing here. So what are we saying? Let's calculate this. Selling the bicycle. So if we sell this, if we follow this process, we're going to make £40, right? I'm just going to do this here. We're going to make £40 on these bicycles, and we're going to sell 800 of them, and that gives us 3,032.00. We're going to make 32,000. And here we're going to make £5 on each bicycle, and we're going to make therefore 1,000, right? 5 times 200 is 1,000. So in total we're going to make 33,000. We have a fixed cost of 20,000 to get rid of. Get rid of 20,000. Your profit is 13. Bang. That's the answer. A. I mean, we could go through the others. The bicycles should not be sold at 65 at cost of manufacturing them is 80. That is not true. The opportunity cost of selling the bikes, I'll come to this question of opportunity cost in a second, of selling the bikes is £35 per bicycle. No, you don't. You're not going to get, you don't have the opportunity to sell the bicycle for 100. that's all you're going to get, 65. The alternative is not to sell it for that market is that market. This is your market. So if there was the opportunity and you were selling for 65, yes, then you could argue that you've lost out on that. The company will be indifferent about selling the bicycles to the charity as the budget already contains a contract. No, that's not true. So the whole idea of decision making is that we're very much aware of the variable cost and we're trying to always bring in some contribution into the business. And that's 223, with the answer being A. And then 224, let's look at this here. Similar scenario, company sells boxes of chocolates, annual budget on working at full capacity is £11. So that's what we intend to sell these things for. So currently we want to sell them for £11. This is the fixed cost, 90, and the variable cost is 6. So we're potentially trying to get some contribution of 5. One of the supermarkets that buys 4,000 boxes can't do it anymore, and all they want to do is pay 8. So technically they want to give us 8 for something that costs 6. So still a potential contribution of 2. And it says that whilst possible we could cut production down from so basically 16,000 here and 4,000 here. We could cut production just to 16,000, but we can't find another customer, they're telling us. So which of the following is not true? The company would be better off financially to sell the chocolates at £8 a box rather than have spare capacity. Yes, because it's still bringing in contribution of 2. So this is true, right? So this is not the answer. I'm going to work out B in a second, but I want to just look at the others. The company would be better off financially not to sell to the supermarket and to have spare capacity. No, this is not true. If the company sold the chocolate at £8 a box, it would make a contribution of 8,000 to fixed cost. Well, yes, because I'm making 2 on each box. When I sell 4,000, I'm going to make £8,000. So because of time, I can almost eliminate B. I could go ahead and do it. Well, if I went ahead, I'll say, well, 5 times 16,000 is the contribution I'm making on the other boxes, on the 16,000 boxes. 5 times 16,000 is 80,000. So that's 80,000. I've made 8,000. I made a contribution of 8,000 here. So I have my total contribution is 88,000. But my fixed cost is 90. So in effect, you have made a loss of 2. So the key point is that you're still, if you hadn't done that, you would only have had 80 come in, and you still have to deal with that fixed cost. So the C is definitely wrong, right? So C is wrong. So great stuff. So that's that 224, and we will carry on with the rest of the questions.